Guess his knee issues aren't real.
It's the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Philadelphia Eagles.
Hey, another pick with Fred Warner.
By Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at US Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel.
He's been quiet the last couple weeks. Yeah. Kinlaw, though, not Warner.
Call it the 26 between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Minnesota Vikings. So now here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. Leading the charge under center will be their 6'5" quarterback Carson Wentz.
If you just break it down in individual terms, he played really well last week. 0 interceptions, 3 touchdown passes. Not a whole lot more he could have done to win that game.
They barely can put pictures in the game, Brad.
All he focused on were throws he missed, other opportunities that didn't get done.
Good sign of a leader.
Great sign of a leader because they didn't win, and that's all he cares about.
It's going to be an easy game.
They will run for the first time with Miles Sanders. And he powers his way up past the 30. The numbers for Sanders last week, 13 carries and even 60 yards and a touchdown.
Well, watching the film, we saw that things clicked pretty well for them in the running game last week. No reason to change in my mind. Continue to try and run the football.
Lions won. They beat the Bears.
Breaking down the defense so some bigger gains result as the game goes on.
And he got off the end there very quickly.
To make not necessarily.
It was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, and what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. And on this first drive, looks like they want to get that vertical passing game going early.
And they did, and what a warning shot they just fired. If you're not going to back up and play coverage deep, we're going to attack you all game long. And once you adjust to that, you start to back off, then it opens things up underneath. A really nice start for them. Great way to get the game going.
Jesus.
Wentz will try again on second down. And he comes back with one complete. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
This Minnesota D up to the task on the third down pass play.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap.
And they won't try and pooch it. It's a fake. And he will not even make it back to the line of scrimmage.
Nice.
A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool this defense. And this crowd into it early. Their guys stand tall on the opening drive of the football game. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And they'll be let out by the guy under center, Charles, their quarterback.
And what's a quarterback's best friend?
Balance?
I think you're right. I agree with you. You know, a lot of guys would say great receiver, right? A terrific offensive line. But I agree with you, balance, because if you can run the ball effectively, that just opens things up for guys who want to throw it and gives you easier passing lanes and easier coverages to read.
And they said balance will be a focus in this one.
Yeah, they don't want it all just heaped on his shoulders, I don't believe. I think they want to make sure they take some of the pressure off.
Here's 2nd and 8. Got an open man, it's Scott. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
That was a route run, not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw it, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to one.
He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Tackle made at the...
In a word, I would say productive, finding the end zone 3 different times.
Is it possible that you're really underselling it? 3 touchdowns, just going to call him productive?
What do you want?
This guy had a nose for the end zone.
He was good.
Had a snoot full, didn't he? How about that? Big-time game.
2nd and 1. It's caught on the right side. Williams. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Preston Williams, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings have taken a first-quarter lead.
For the extra point.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. Fielded just outside the goal line. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
Their own 25-yard line.
So back onto the field here come the Eagles for their 2nd drive. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. He's back to throw here to start the drive. Caught by the tight end Ertz. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. What a nice job they did getting him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
And he goes out right around the 39. Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the 3rd down conversion. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on 1st quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Brings up 2nd.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Hey, a pick.
Play fake to Sanders. Now here's
Pick
Wentz.
6. Alexander.
Nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. 3rd down.
He was covered by Denzel Ward.
They'll try and run forward with Sanders. And he will have the 1st down as he's brought down up near midfield. It'll be a pickup of just 2.
Jets are 9 and 5.
They had yet to run the ball at all on this drive, but 3rd and short definitely was a great time to dial one up.
Right back to Sanders on 1st down. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Play action. Now Wentz. Man over the middle, and it's complete. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 29-yard line.
1st down.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Got you, Jameis.
Over the middle, but it's incomplete.
They've given up a few 1st downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Once again here on 2nd and 10. And he's going to go down. They get
Another sack.
We had their game last week where they had 6 sacks. So
Back-to-back sacks with Kinlaw.
And last week it appeared that they were coming out of sprinters blocks.
35th sack of the year.
How do they continue that? How do they keep making it happen? Different looks, different disguises, different angles.
and he's going to go down again.
Nice.
And we talk about players blitzing all the time.
Ah, fuck you.
I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player. Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great
touchdown, Debo.
Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with
47-yarder.
Now a lot of guys use the barrels on the sidelines to try to put the football in.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. The previous run good for 9. Here's second and a yard. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say 200 plus?
Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Was that a design pass, or what was that?
It was built into the play call. He had the opportunity to either hand it inside, keep it himself to run it, or do what he just did. Throw that pass inside, hitting a receiver on the run.
2 yards, good enough for a first.
Minnesota Vikings. First and 10 at the 41-yard line. That's the end of the first.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Eagles nothing.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Joe Schobert leading the surge there as he drops him for a loss of 6.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
In a blink of an eye, that
Fred.
pass and a big sack. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. They'll set up a throw. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. Touchdown, Vikings.
Nice.
A big play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage.
There's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8 ball.
You got to make sure to just hold in there. Survive the early storm, relax a little bit, and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. Take it in at the 3. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
Philadelphia's offense ready to give us another look. They're staring at a 2-touchdown deficit, 14-0 to score.
Good
as they
defense.
with 1st and 10. They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
And that one's all about the defender making life difficult.
He doesn't have
for the
hands.
receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
Yeah, he doesn't have hands, Brad.
Back to the air on 2nd down. Wentz being chased out left. They'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
Escaping the pressure right. Boy, he almost did that himself, but it looks like he's about a foot or 2 short. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
That was a good effort there, trying to do it on his own. But as a defender, you're in a tough spot because you have coverage responsibilities behind you. And if you take off too quick to try and get him down, he might lock it in your head.
So better to track with your man defensively than try to go up and make a stop on the quarterback.
Exactly right. What you're hoping is that your guys in the front 7 can get him down.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just give him a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent is really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
And now they're just looking to add to that total. There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
He had to fight that time. Ran through one tackle, but ultimately he's only going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's set down around the 15-yard line. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but...
And he is into the end zone, and the touchdown record is now on him.
Oh, that should have been on
So
the
simple
pick.
math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. Taken in at the 3. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Eagles offense making their way back out as we take a look at the playoff picture in the NFC.
Don't remember.
About this time
Maybe.
of the year that you start to say this is when the cream rises to the top. Week 15, 3 weeks left to go, but still plenty to be determined.
Probably all he's good at that now.
Everyone is aiming for that number 1 seed.
That's probably all he's good at now.
Teams in the NFL get a bye, 1 from each conference. That question becomes, who's hot? Who's peaking at the right time as you start the playoffs?
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. They'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled them up throughout the game, because that was his longest run of this contest.
It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there. He's going to drop this down to Sanders. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
1st and 10.
Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. They must have seen something leading up to this one that said, hey, we're going to be able to go deep, because they've gone deep with a lot of success. And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they will begin with, should we call it, far from ideal starting field position, their own 2-yard line.
So what's your definition of ideal?
The 1-yard line on the other side of the field.
Yes, exactly right. So, yes, your definition is apropos in this case.
They go for a gain of 13, helping big time to get away from that end zone. First down.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And he's able to get up here to the 26. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a first down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
It's made complete over the middle. It's Daniels. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Oh, see ya.
We'll remind you that coming
Hey,
up at halftime, we'll join
sack with Lowry, Brad.
The gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. This gain not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw again.
A chance for an 86-yarder.
Here goes running back. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. His second catch, this one not quite as
Oh, I
dynamic
threw a
as his
frickin'
first.
pick.
And it's 2nd down. He felt the pressure coming there. That was a good job of just making something out of nothing, so to speak.
Yeah, took the hit and still made the play. You know, when we talk about runners, all right, running plays, runs after contact, we call that getting yards, tough, gritty ones.
Keep getting cravings for French fries.
He knows he's going to get smacked, yet still delivers the football and picks up good yardage.
Yeah.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. They'll look to throw again. Man, it's Ross, complete. And he will have a Vikings first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defense side of the ball right now, but you make...
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota.
Finally.
A 20-yard touchdown. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead.
They have really had their way so far in the first half.
Who the fuck is William? Oh, Preston? Preston Williams?
They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the rout is on here in this first half.
Get him, Chase Young. Nice.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And penalty markers down on the field. And they might be backing up a bit here to start the drive. Well, that holding call set him up with not great field position.
Not at all when you tack on the penalty. But that field position after the return wasn't terrific.
Yeah, Fred.
Starting field position as well.
Got a sack with Fred now, Brad. 2 picks and a sack.
On first down, Wentz. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And they'll bring him down right around the 13. That catch good for only a couple.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Quick hitter here. It's complete. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime.
Eagles, nothing.
The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half.
All right, 54-yarder.
And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Vikings take over first and 10 at their own
No.
4-yard line.
Touchdown.
Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on
If I
offense
get it.
as we begin the third. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive
Holy shit, that was awesome. He caught that with pass interference and broke a tackle.
Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle it.
That's awesome.
Might be made defensively. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I'll bet the offensive line
And a touchdown on a screen
just
pass
get on our backs and
to
let's
end
get
the half.
first down. They love being physical.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll work it across midfield inside.
49-7, Brad.
That's
Halftime.
his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. He'll look to throw. And he'll go down here at the 35.
Did I start before you?
He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be second down.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
Still
Yeah.
a few inches short
It's
of a
fun,
first
isn't it?
down as they come up now on second down. And he'll give it here to his running back.
Oh, this is going to be a touchdown
To
Debo.
the 30, he'll be down at the 31-yard line.
I'll leave him wide open.
As the drive continues, it's a first down.
At the 31-yard line.
77-yarder.
They'll set up to throw. It's caught right side by Daniels. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. 12 yards there, first down Vikings. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays.
56-7, Brad.
All 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability, to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
Brought down.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
No gain on
We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because
Get it.
they throw a lot of
Did you get a pick?
direction at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Well, lots of praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called, they are handling their business.
Hey, stop licking your dish.
Right now on this drive.
Nothing doing there. They're going to
Jesus
wind up holding
Christ.
it at the 2.
I'm going to.
No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal.
leads to 2nd and goal.
On 2nd down now. It's Russell, and he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And this Viking offense is running away with this one.
Okay, we need to double check here with Marvin because he keeps all of our good stats. But what I've got is 5 drives, 5 touchdowns, and they've got a nice healthy lead.
Well, after the first drive, we thought things might be clicking.
Oh, you're shot on out.
Really clicking at this point. They're clicking about as much as they can click.
And right
I said click a lot.
yes, you did, but that's okay because the guy who's coordinating the defense, trying to slow them down, he's going to have hair that looks like mine very soon. Not much of it.
Seriously? You just licked your dish and now you don't want to eat anything?
At the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
It's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, Just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark.
Pick 6, Brad.
The Vikings pick up the football. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. These defenses have become so opportunistic, and no matter what you're playing, in this case wide receiver, you got to be careful.
We certainly do, because there is a phrase in today's football that we use all the time: completing the process of the catch. Well, it's after you do that where the trouble begins, right? Meaning you've tucked it away, you're trying to get downfield, but someone's always coming up trying to rake at the ball and knock it free.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And past the 35.
2 touchdowns within a minute, Brad.
It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well.
Yeah, I just got to pick 6.
32-yard line.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Taken down and sacked.
Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. And to give this time to the tailback. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description, because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And a throw there going to be incomplete.
From the contact.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he's not able to get away. He is stopped well short of a first down. Well, you feel the excitement build on those 4th down plays. Defense has to stay out there, but for the offense, when that thing doesn't work out, such disappointment.
It can absolutely be a deflator, but how about the defensive guys? If they stop you on 4th down, they are absolutely elevated going to their bench.
They're elevated now. Big stop on 4th down. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Glad to have you with us from Minneapolis. 3rd quarter here, 2nd and 10.
Working from the gun, Wentz. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over him.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone,
Pass interference.
they all say the exact same
The
thing.
2-yard line.
Fundamentally sound. It's hard to execute against them.
He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there in this passing game. It just can't get off the ground. And that play, it wound up losing yardage.
And taken right at the 35.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 45-yard line.
The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. Now a handoff here to his running back. And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and into the game situations about how much time's on the board and, you know, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't even have to worry about that. That's just smart football. You know, that kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
The 46-yard line.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. He's got a man. It's Williams. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. It's an 11-yard pickup. Thought they'd run it on 3rd and 1. Not the case. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. There for the tackle, the former Wisconsin Badger, Leon Jacobs.
Leon Jacobs brought him down.
Working with 2nd and 5 now. We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll keep it on the ground. Russell, and only able to muster a couple down to about the 27.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys
I should remember.
the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big people.
I should have had another pick, but I was trying to click on a guy to sack him, and it put me on the coverage guy and took him out of the area. But it was right to him.
Brandon, unfortunately, I've been here before. They've had 2 opportunities to stop them, so this is demoralizing. They haven't gotten it done. Now you're calling all your blitzes, all your attack defenses, but you're not worried about playing your normal position. You're going to take chances now.
Well, you said it. 2 third down opportunities to get off the field. Couldn't do it, and the clock continues to roll. They'll lose a yard there.
Scored 21 points in this quarter, Brad. We're not even halfway through.
You're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Now the 2nd down throw on target. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
They'll keep it on the ground. Russell. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
The tackle by Avante Maddox. That's a gain of 3. Now 3rd and 5.
They'll look to throw. This will be caught just inside the 10. And this effort won't be
These guys are awful.
They rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Be cautious with that lead here in the 2nd half. So give them the 1st down. 1st and goal after a pickup of 4, and the decision to go for it. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Taking it in from a yard out. And the Vikings offense continues to pour it on. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
So they are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. And they will ring them down a couple yards shy of the 30.
At their own 28-yard line.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. but you get points. You feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one. At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Wentz will try again on second down. That'll be caught. Rager with it. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
Eagles first down.
Shotgun now for Wentz. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete.
To number 15.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect.
Wentz looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same...
No, they don't think like that.
...that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones. And it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it #1 for what we've seen this season.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. This will be 3rd and 6. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Gonna throw right side here, complete. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. These two have hooked up 9 times now this afternoon as they pick up the first. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere.
Taken down right at
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
brings up 2nd and 10 at the Eagles' 40-yard line.
They'll keep it on the ground. Russell, and he'll go down here at the 35-yard line.
For the running back.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
On 3rd down, it's Russell. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
10 at the 27-yard line.
So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On 1st down, Russell. And not much
nice.
He gets it down to about the 24-yard
Derwin
line.
James with a pick.
The tackle made by the linebacker, Joe Schobert.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run.
Really?
Right?
He's got 7 picks on the year.
Found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. He was 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
Here goes another touchdown to Debo.
They'll try and run some clock here.
Oh.
As they keep it on the ground.
motherfucker sacked me.
Taken down here, still a couple yards short of the first.
Bastard.
So many things go into making a good play on defense. In this situation, just not being blown out of the way was a big start, and then a nice tackle to finish things off.
And now I threw a pick. Damn it.
They're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Man, Winston is terrible.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches, be honest, don't forget today.
Safety!
Forget what has happened out here.
Use that as ammo.
He ran into the end zone. What a dope. Terrence Lowry, Brad. Safety and the sack.
And never forget it, because
You're not going to want that feeling.
no, you don't want that feeling again, and who knows?
Kicked it out of bounds. What a dope.
Quick throw here, that's complete. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this
Oh, man.
play. So from the
This is
36,
great.
1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wentz. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. The Vikings
Pass interference in the end zone.
and final timeout. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside.
49 yards.
Now, after that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
They already had a 61-yarder, so that's at least 100 yards in penalties.
Pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
Another screen touchdown.
Many coaches never pull their
Jalen Buckner.
almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating.
Nice.
With the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk it.
Until the game doesn't record it.
Final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory.
You did. You better get out of there.
As good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one, and that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh,
Nice.
playing, a little
No
extra
picks.
spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for Minnesota, they continue to roll as the win gets them to 12-2 on the year. And they will hit the road next week.
I really want to go to bed. This fucking game is taking forever. I can't help it, but
As they drop to 7-7. They'll look to regroup next week.
Scoring so many points.
Stadium to take on the New York Giants.
Oops, picked the wrong defense. Damn it.
And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.
Good defense, Cliff. You didn't have any picks? Damn. You should play Jameis. He's like in real life. He just gives them away. Jeez. I thought that was another pick. it.